successful contributing member of society. It is our mission to foster a culture of ownership and accountability through partnerships that create multiple pathways for success. If you all will stand with, or no, Mr. Moore, call the roll, please.
Colonel Smith. Daniel Gray.
Here.
Ava Coleman. Jim Moore here. Ron McDaniel.
Present.
Dina Tony.
Here.
Lauren Martin.
Here.
Laura Walker.
Here.
One on the list.
Okay. If you all will stand with me as we observe a moment of silence followed by the pledge.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, good evening, everyone. First item we've got is special presentations, Jacksonville Elementary School.
Yes, good evening, board members and audience. We're going to ask Principal Miller to come and present an update for you on Jacksonville Elementary School.
All right, good evening, board. It's a pleasure to be with you. And so I'm just going to share a little bit about what some of our years look like here at Jacksonville Elementary School this year. So the first thing, obviously, there's quite a bit of pictures on this slide, but one of the primary focuses, obviously, in all of our schools is to make sure that we are working to try to instill a positive school culture. And so that starts, obviously, with supporting teachers, but it also starts with trying to make sure that we design things for our scholars and our families to be a part of our school community. And so this slide just kind of highlights a few of those things throughout the year. We, of course, like every school, have our own parent events, but we average roughly one a month in the fall. We had our fall trunk or treat, also our family craft night, trying to create an opportunity for parents and students to be able to come together and to reflect on positive things that are occurring. Also trying to make sure that we are giving students a place of belonging. So you'll see several pictures there from events, field trips with our first and third grade scholars, our participation in the district literacy night, and then also several things like our behavior incentive at December and our jingle jam for scholars who were showing appropriate behavior. You also see that we have a couple of our student leaders. We have a program called Anchor for Life that we have in several of our schools in the district. And so we utilize those leaders to assist across the campus. And so they were assisting in that particular picture on Grandparents' Day, which was also well attended. One of the other things that we try to make sure we do to just build positive culture for our scholars is by making sure that we are incentivizing them in various ways. So I mentioned the behavior incentive, but also through positive office referrals. That's one of the things where we get an opportunity to be able to call home to families, let them know that their scholar is doing an exceptional job, and then we get to award them at our book vending machine. We also utilize that for our character kid, which you'll see in that top right corner, which we select those students every month, trying to spotlight scholars who are making a positive difference at Jackson Elementary School. Second thing, obviously, we want to talk about is our shift in learning through the year. And so what you're looking at here is a segment of data from our Learning is Required walks. This particular set of data is where we, along with district leaders, walk through all of our classrooms, and we're trying to assess what's the state of learning in our building. And so we did a first beginning of the year walkthrough in mid-fall, and there's three main questions that we ask, amongst others. The first question is about, is learning required for all students? And that's simply trying to digest, are we in every classroom ensuring that every student is engaged? We're not allowing someone to slip through the cracks. And in the fall, we saw that we definitely struggled in that area, where we had students who might have been disengaged, students who were maybe not being re-engaged, or maybe there wasn't an effective strategy that was ensuring that all students were participating in learning. And so we were glad to see that as we moved to the middle of the year, we saw over a 35% increase in that. And to where almost 80% of our classrooms are now operating at a level that we would say, hey, we are seeing all students being engaged. And then that third column is actually where we also continue to keep that walk up. And so moving into February, we were almost at 80%, where I saw a 50% increase in that area. The second question is about our adopted HQIM resources and use. That's just important because HQIM stands for high quality instructional materials. We want to make sure that as teachers are building instruction, that they're using the resources that best help us make sure that kids are at grade level. We know that when they take that atlas, it's about grade level skills. And so we want to base our instruction based off of that. Again, saw a noticeable improvement. We're now almost at 90% in all of our classrooms. We're seeing that's consistently being used. And then the other piece is our grade level essential standards, the basis for rigorous learning. So when we look at what's going to move classrooms, we know that teachers can't just teach where kids are. We have to expose them to grade level standards every single day in every single classroom. And so when we looked in the fall, we looked at our data, and we also looked at this with teachers and said, hey, we can only say that that's true in 40% of our classrooms. And so we were proud to see a 46% jump and increase from fall to spring in our classrooms. And then obviously, as I said, that third column is us just continuing to look at that now month to month. How can we see that we are making sure that the right level of instruction is happening in the classrooms? And so we were glad that we had the opportunity to have our district leaders in those classrooms and to see that change, but also as an administrative team, that's important for us to look at month to month. So the goal there is just to be able to see instruction continuing to improve across the building. So, and then the third thing I just want to share is just about our systems of intervention. So I mentioned, in order for us to build more students, we know that we've got to expose them to grade level standards, but we also know that there are elements that they may be needing support in. And so one of the services we use in the district, obviously, is Lexi, which you probably heard other district leaders talk about before. And so I just wanted to be able to spotlight this because at JES we've been able to see that when we started the year, we only had 2% of our scholars who were performing above grade level when we started the year in Lexi, which is all about their literacy skills and what intervention they need. And so that's now shifted to 16% of scholars who are performing there. We also saw a 30% change in students who are now moving into working on grade level material. So when we talk about working on those literacy skills, this is important for us. And so we call that leveling up. And so every day we have scholars who are leveling up and they receive certificates. When they receive a certificate, they get a chance to come down and receive something from the book vending machine. And so you have a couple of scholars there who, in 3rd and 5th grade there, who are receiving that award. And it's an opportunity for us to push and encourage our scholars to continually leveling up wherever they are, continuing to make growth. And we know that if we're seeing growth there, that we're also going to see growth on the Atlas assessment for those scholars because they're filling in holes in their literacy needs. And so not just grade level essential, but also how can we backfill the areas where they need support. And so that's just something that's a part of our daily systems. And so what are our current focuses as we finish out the spring semester? Well, we kind of have them broken down into a couple of academic areas. First, in literacy, we're trying to make sure that in all of our classrooms, we're focused on meaningful student practice. So decoding and comprehension, those are the 2 areas. In K2, it's going to be more so decoding. How can I make meaning, right, as I'm reading? How can I break down words so that way I can create meaning? And then obviously comprehension, right, which might be part vocabulary. It might be part just working through comprehension strategies so that way our 3-5 students can perform well. In math, we want to increase the use of manipulatives. So manipulatives help ground the learning, right, as students get into more abstract thinking. So that way when they think about processes like fractions and multiplication of fractions, they can actually ground that in something they can see so that way they can make meaning. And so that's another area where as we work with coaches throughout the year, they've said, hey, this is something you can focus on. And then in writing, we want to make sure that that we are modeling writing strategies across the grade level content areas. And so our teachers are actually getting ready just this March to be able to teach each other during our next faculty meeting, where they're going to be modeling lessons for each other across each grade level because we do believe in being a collaborative learning community. And so if we see effective areas where that's happening, we want to expose all the teachers to where that's happening effective in our building with our kids. And then other than that, just to continue to focus on culture, climate, and learning. And that's kind of how we want to continue to move forward this year and end the year in a strong note. And so those are just a few points about what's going on at JES. And if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
Questions? Thank you, Mr. Miller. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Next item on our agenda is public comment, and I have no signups for public comment this evening. So we will move on to legal update, and I don't think Mr. Richardson is with us. Facilities update. Do we have anything to update on facilities?
No, sir.
Right along. District reports. Dr. Elba, do you have a report for us?
I do.
Okay.
Just a few things to note. This past several weeks have been busy with parent engagement. events. Most recently, we held our Black History program last week. So our scholars, staff members, and parents were able to witness the great efforts that our scholars and staff have put together to showcase and remember the historical moments in our history. So wanted to share that and appreciate all those who put that together. I know Mrs. Chisa Williams spearheaded it, but she had a great team, and so I just wanted to make sure we highlight that. Also, the middle school will be hosting their STEAM Academy parent meeting to provide more information to the parents on what the academies will look like next year. In addition to that, I will give you a update. Thanks to Ms. Williams, Terry Williams, we were connected with the National Math and Science Initiative. Actually, I was connected twice. Ms. Terry Williams and then my wife also connected me to Jeremy Anderson. And so we are actually in the final stages of receiving a STEAM grant from the National Math and Science Initiative to support the professional development and resources that we will need at the middle school. And so, so we're looking forward to having that partnership with them as we move forward with the academies at the middle school. We also hosted Community Literacy Night, which was very successful. The district team, along with all of our schools and community partners, were out and promoting literacy and the impact that literacy has on every aspect of our lives. And in fact, this is Read Across America Week, hence my shirt. And so we encourage everyone to read to a young person or have that young person read to you as we motivate and bring awareness to the impact of literacy. And so we wanted to make sure we point that out. And lastly, I wanted to mention about the great success of the athletic team. We've had great successes all year long with our athletic groups, but notably for our third year of having a wrestling program, we've had 3 state medalists, and so 2 seniors and 1 junior. In fact, our junior Layla placed 2nd place, so she was state runner-up. And so definitely wanted to highlight those young people and our coaches and director of athletics, Coach Hickenbotham, for having the thought of having a wrestling program to engage our young people. So that concludes my report.
Very good, sir. Thank you. Any questions on that? Wrestling. Gotcha. All right. Any PPC reports this evening? All right, next item we have is a consent agenda. We've got the minutes from the February 2nd regular meeting, the February 20th special board meeting, our assistant superintendent's reports, and also the financial report. Is there anything that needs to be pulled down for discussion? If not, I'd entertain a motion to approve as presented.
So moved.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes unanimously. Next, we've got the approval of the Jacksonville North Pulaski School District Scholarship Program Guidelines and Administration. Dr. Elwood.
So board members and audience, this has been an ongoing work since we've been a district. When we separated from PCSSD, we inherited a good thing, and this is a good thing. We inherited scholarship funds, but the side that, in addition to that, we didn't inherit the stipulations and the guidelines to accompany that. And so in order for us to not get an audit finding, we have to make sure we have protocols in place, and that's what you have before you. After, hopefully we get a favorable approval tonight, and then we'll send the results to the State Department to get their approval so that we can continue or start as a new district giving out these scholarship funds that we have in our activity fund. And so the recommendation is to approve the scholarship program guidelines and administration of those funds as outlined in your packet.
All right. Any questions, discussion, thoughts? If not, I would entertain a motion.
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to approve the recommendation.
One thing, I think we misspelled Jim Johnson. He may be known as John Johnson at one time.
Duly noted, we'll make that correction.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that passes unanimously.
Real quickly, I just want to know, can we make sure that we post information that people want to donate to those scholarships? Because we do take donations.
We do, and we have some scholarships already listed, and so we'll make sure we list these once these are approved, and then send out mass messages or information to all the parents and scholars.
Okay. Do we have a list for alumni, or could we put out something if they want to give back to some of those scholarships?
We don't have a list of alumni, but we can use our social media outlets to send that out, and we can also share with some of our community partners who may know some alumni too. So,
Yeah, I think that'd be great. Thank you.
duly noted. Thank you.
All right, next item on the agenda, we've got to approve an adjustment to the JES salary index.
Yes, board members and audience, as we move forward with supporting our schools that have an F rating, we would like to look at individual needs for those particular settings, JES, JMS, and as we move JHS forward as well from a D to a higher grade level. And so one of the things that the staff, the team at the district has really looked at is that JES is an individual school. It's an elementary school, but it's not like our other three with the number of students. It's actually almost twice the size of the other elementary schools. And so it has its own set of needs and complexities. And so we wanted to make sure, in order to get the right administration to lead the effort in school improvement with the amount of load that they have with the number of students and staff members, we wanted to present to you all the proposal of increasing the principal and assistant principal salary that is equal to the middle school, since there's only about 100 to 150 difference in the number of students from the middle school to JES. And so the recommendation is to provide that increase for the administration to align with the middle school administrator salary index.
All right. Questions? Are there any other ideas that have been discussed as far along with that? Maybe possibly adding?
So adding an administrative, no, so we looked at that, at the need. We've talked about adding additional instructional support. When we look at the instructions facilitator role with working with students and teachers and building that capacity, we wanted to make sure that we add the right positions. And so the discussion has been more so on the instructional support side versus another administrator.
Okay.
But Dr. Walker, did you want to add?
I would just add that we are also, and I've got to discuss this with Dr. O, is the teacher on special assignment with a strong focus on curriculum, as he has stated.
Okay. Any other questions? Discussion? All right, do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes unanimously. All right, approval for adding chief of staff stipend to salary schedule in the amount of $12,000.
Yes, board members, two things as a disclaimer. As you would know, when we first started the district, we had a chief of staff that was Ms. Phyllis Stewart, and she worked alongside the assistant soups and our superintendent in making the decisions and carrying out the day-to-day operations. And so the second thing is that when the executive assistant position came available, we combined two positions, Stephanie's former position as an HR specialist and our executive assistant. And in doing so, and Stephanie, of course, you all know, has done a tremendous job, great job, but we've shifted a lot of more work back on Mrs. Logan. And so she's actually not only running HR, but she's also taking care of a lot of personnel and a lot of administrative policy works, as well as taking lead on our FOI requests. And so the recommendation to you is to approve not only that salary, that stipend, but also the name change. So we're not adding a new position, we're just moving it based on that stipend. And so she will be the chief of staff and will still oversee HR, but the additional duties as well.
All right. Any questions? Discussion?
Make a motion to approve the superintendent's recommendation.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes unanimously. Thank you very much. All right, install turf in the Jacksonville Middle School courtyard.
Yes, so if you have not been to the courtyard, or if you don't have young people at the middle school, or talk to the staff, you haven't heard the ins and the outs, the negatives about what that courtyard looks like, especially on a rainy day. So the grass that was once there is no longer grass. It's mesh from the underlying where the grass was, which is a hazard, and now mud when it rains. And so just wanted to give you that update. And that's where, imagine almost 900 kids going back and forth. And so to have a space for our young people to go during lunchtime and before school and after school, we wanted to present to you, Mr. Lester put together 3 proposals, and we would want to go with the most reasonable one, and that's outlined here before you. But to replace the courtyard with turf so that it's more conducive for our young people and safer for them as well. So the recommendation is to approve the installation of the turf at the courtyard at Jacksonville Middle School. The funds will come from a building fund, and we definitely have that in there to move forward with that.
All right, any questions on that? How long will that take and when will that happen?
April 3rd, it's supposed to be just April 3rd. They
Okay.
called, talked to them today, and they're going to be, they requested weekends, and we're gonna allow that.
Okay, so it'll be done over the weekend, won't disrupt students and the, okay.
No, they're gonna be working during the day too, but we'll have that all partitioned up.
How long will it be down for students?
It's supposed to be finished by April 3rd.
When will they start?
As soon as it's approved tonight.
Okay. All right, do I hear a motion?
So move.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any other discussion? Did I already do that? Am I already doing that? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes unanimously. All right, contract reductions.
Yes, so a couple of years ago, we moved from the required 178 days and to the 1,068 minutes, which is the alternative calendar which is one of the options that DESE at the Arkansas Department of Education gives to school districts. And so with moving that, we've definitely learned some lessons learned. And our goal was to keep a lot of our staff members at their contracted number of days, like before we shifted to the alternative calendar. But with doing that, we realized that we had some downtime. So even through professional development, the training, and just making sure the schools and buses and everything is prepped, our staff members still had some downtime. So Mr. Lester met with our PPC and our directors, and we've come with that proposal before you to reduce those particular areas, those positions down to accommodate the new schedule alternative calendar, which also will have a positive impact on our finances as well. And we won't just have people sitting around the buildings or the offices. So the recommendation is to approve the new contracted days for those 5 areas.
All right, questions? Do I hear a motion?
So move.
Second.
Get a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that passes unanimously. Next, we've got student disciplinary action. I think we have 1 contested hearing, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
That's correct.
All
Dr.
right.
Smith.
Let's go ahead and move into that. Ms. Tippett, Ms. Vicki Tippett, are you present?
Yes, sir.
Okay, The law provides that the hearing will be held in open session unless requested by the student or parent to be closed. If the hearing is open, anyone, including the press, may be present. If the hearing is closed, only those who are involved in the conduct of this recommendation and hearing may be present. Do you wish this hearing to be open or closed to the public?
Closed.
Closed, okay.
Yes.
So the hearing is not open to the public, so all those not required to be present for the hearing will need to leave the room. So if you could exit to the hallway or the waiting area over there, and we will turn the live stream off as well. And you can come forward, please, ma'am. All right. We are, Mr. Martin, are we good? Okay. We're back in open session. Do I hear, regarding the expulsion hearing of Ms. Sanaya Dorn, do I hear a motion?
Make a motion that we modify the superintendent's recommendation to homebound until a seat in Horizon's facility becomes available for Naya Dorn.
All right. I've got a motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that passes unanimously. Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
All right, next we've got three more unopposed in our packets. So, board members, if you will, those are in your, on your iPads, if you'll open those up and take a look, we will.
No, she needs them.
I had it earlier, and then I was looking for it for something else, and I couldn't find it.
Do I hear a motion?
So moved. Second.
Got a motion and a second to uphold the superintendent's recommendations on those three. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes unanimously. All right, next we've got an addendum for personnel before us to add to the agenda. So do I hear a motion to approve the addendum?
So moved. Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, next we have the personnel agenda before us, and any discussion on personnel would need to be held in executive session. So I know there is some questions there, so we will move into executive session. are back in open session. I lost my agenda. All right, we've got personnel report as amended. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Got a motion and a second to approve as presented. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes unanimously. We've got some upcoming events. March 23rd through the 27th is spring break. April 18th, JHS Car Show from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. April the 21st at 5:30 p.m., the JNPSD Employee Recognition and Retirement Ceremony at Jacksonville Community Center. April 22nd, we've got our Special Olympics at JHS as the host. Anything else that's not on here? Yes, sir.
President Gray and board members, I just want to take this time to introduce Mrs. Denise Smith, our new principal of starting next school year for Bobby G. Lester Elementary School. So welcome, Mrs. Smith. And this is a transition because Dr. Young has received a promotion to assistant superintendent. Unfortunately, it's in another district, but we definitely want to congratulate him on his job advancement as well. So we're looking forward to this new transition.
Outstanding. Welcome. Mr. McDaniel, do you have anything to add?
Make a motion, we adjourn.
All right, we are adjourned. Y'all have a great evening.
Dr. Owens, Mr. Carson,